It's a pretty nice day today. It's 50 degrees or better. It's sunshiny here in January. And this is the kind of the little piddling around project I'm doing today. I've got a bunch of the cinder blocks that I've been collecting for quite a while, and they got to be stacked somewhere. So I went ahead and decided to use this little cubby hole in the fencing where I've had beehives before, kind of line it with those cinder blocks. So at least on two sides, the fence is going to help hold up the cinder blocks, and a little bit on the bottom of that third side there. And it's about 6 foot by 7 foot, and then probably about 4.5 foot tall at the moment, and they're just random ones. So I have put down 4 wheelbarrow loads of some wood chips that I've had sitting around for about a year. They've been sitting out front. One of the tree trimmers dropped that off early in the year. It's just been sitting there composting. I use it in the chicken run and different places to as a source of carbon for some slow compost, or just for them to scratch in, soak up their manure and urine and stuff like that. So I put down, like I said, 4 wheelbarrow loads. I've also got this compost pile, which has been turned 2 or 3 times and definitely could be used on rows. However, and I might use it later, I'll probably put that on the very, very top so I can get to it, kind of the top front, to bulk it up a little bit. But it is time to clean out the chicken coop. And the chicken, in that I use these pine shavings from Tractor Supply. I get the little yellow bags there, the finer stuff. And I will put that one bag inside the chicken coop. Pretty well covers it. Let's see if we can look through here. Pretty well covers it in there. And sometimes if I'm in a real hurry, then when it starts to smell a little bit, I can go ahead and just put a second bag on there. So there's actually 2 bags in there, and it is time to clean that out just for health reasons. So that will get spread on top of those shavings, and that's from this coop. I had started another wire compost bin over here, and I've been adding to it. And so I'm going to add this to that other pile, just put it all in one place. And then this little mini coop needs a little bit of cleaning out, and then some more of those wood chips from that big pile will come in and go in. It'll go in there because they roast in there, and I may dig a little bit of this out on top and give them another fresh layer there, because there's quite a few in a small space. They don't really attack each other, so they don't seem to be so confined that they're getting aggressive. But I do want to try to keep as much of that litter and everything that they're scratching in clean as I can when able. But like I put in my other videos, I'm in the process of getting land. Closing is this Friday. I'm not going to be moving quickly because it's totally wooded. Got a lot of work to do there. I will be moving everything, the high tunnel and everything. So this compost that I'm doing now may end up in here. It's actually, those 2 rows are actually full of potatoes that I haven't even picked yet. And so I'm not sure how good they're staying. If they're doing well, stored underground and under all of the straw, then when I need some potatoes, I can come out here and get them. If not, they will probably just self-seed and come up. But in any case, I'll have that compost to kind of top dress whatever I plant in here and some of those other gardens. But let me get back at it and see how much of this stuff I can get moved. So this is how I clean this coop out. That door that flips up is actually just 2 old windows that I put together, put on hinges, and it flips up. And then you can see, and there's actually linoleum, actually not linoleum, that laminate flooring underneath there. And then I kind of clog up the hole so they can't get in while I'm doing this. Now I just scrape all of this out onto the ground. Then I'll put the new bag in there, close it back up, and then shovel it all into the wheelbarrow. And there you have it, a fresh set of bedding. all in there. There's the 3 roost bars. And they're all just looking at me, wanting to get in there, wanting to see what I've been doing. Need to get them some water. Okay, it's Thursday around noon. Back at it. I didn't get all the compost from this pile moved over, much less any leaves bagged up. So I'm gonna get that finished. I've been doing some errands around town, getting ready for closing on some land tomorrow. But I'm gonna get back at it. So that's how much I've got in here so far. There's, I think, about 4 wheelbarrow loads of those plain wood chips from that front pile on the bottom. Then about probably 3 or 4 wheelbarrow loads from the chicken coop with all that litter in there, but a lot of carbon as well. That round compost pile has been added in there, and then so far about half of this pile. Now I did put the thermometer in there and it has not heated up. Of course, there's also not a ton of moisture in there. Some of the stuff was kind of moist, but a lot of it was very dry, so it really hasn't taken off. I've got the watering can up there. I'm not real good at this, but I'm getting better as far as recycling a lot of the water and other organic waste in the house. A lot of times I still let way too much go down the drain. But what I'm trying to start doing, at least one little thing, I mean, that's all we can do is one thing at a time, make an improvement. When I hard boil eggs, because I eat a lot of hard boiled eggs kind of as a snack or something, I'll hard boil about 3 dozen at a time, in a big stainless steel pot. And I got to thinking wondering how much calcium might be in that water after hard boiling 3 dozen eggs. Plus just the fact that with it boiling and sitting out that long, of course the chlorine and chloramines have gone out. So rather than that going down the drain, I saved that and I have put that on here. So whether it's just cleaner water because it's been boiled and all the chlorine and chloramine are out, and the possibility of maybe having a little bit of calcium in there from the shells when I was boiling it, I just added that. And that's only about one little sprinkler or one little water can full. That's not a whole lot for that size pile, but it's still some moisture. But I'm going to finish putting the rest of this on here, and then I may get out my leaf blower that you can reverse to suck up leaves and shred them into a bag, and I may do some of that and try to clean up the front yard as far as my one extension cord that's heavy enough will do, and put that on top. So that will be some shredded up leaves to add to this, and also just an insulating blanket on top, and see if we can get this pile to heat up at some point. And here we have my leaf blower that is set up to suck up and shred leaves. Now there is also a hose I've got that I can connect to like a trash can and put a mesh cover over the trash can and not have to empty so often. Sorry about the wind, but I want to be carrying this around the back. But basically it just reverses it. It's got a metal impeller, and I'll just start shredding, sucking up as many as I can, shredding them, make the yard look a little better, and then this will be some of the insulation on that compost pile. Friday morning, so basically took about 2 days to get that pile done, with all my other errands and stuff. But there's a few bags of shredded leaves from that leaf vacuum thing that I've got, probably about, I don't know, 8 to 10. It's kind of an insulation blanket up on top. It's not really heating up a whole lot. Of course, there's not a ton of moisture in there, but it is a little bit. It's about 40 degrees outside, and thermometer, when I take it out, drops about 10 degrees. Put it back in, goes up about 10. So it's starting to heat up. I don't expect it to really get up in the red zone necessarily, but a little bit of heat, a little bit of biological activity, and that's big enough that I can continue adding any other kind of scraps and stuff too, and let it sit for a while. So what's on the bottom will probably be good before too long. Anyway, that's just kind of the final roundup. And again, as far as how big it is, remember those are cinder blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 4 high of the actual composting materials, and then about 1.5 high of leaves on top as a little bit of a blanket. And the only reason I don't have leaves on the front is there's nothing to hold them there. So I figure insulation on all but one side is pretty good. We'll let that sit for a while. Just as a little bonus, you can add leaves if you vacuum and shred up leaves and stuff. If you have a chicken run, you can definitely add them. You don't have to spread them out or anything. There's probably about 4 of those shoulder bags full of those leaves and acorn bits in here, and they have completely shred them, spread them out. Now what they're scratching for right now is scratch feed. That's why they're so energetic. But it's a good carbonaceous material. They will continue to shred it. It will continue to help absorb their urine and litter. So there's no reason not to add some of those shredded leaves and let the chickens help make some of your compost for you.